The Camping and Caravanning Club always aims to inspire its members to seek out local food, local tastes and regional dishes when you're out and about on your camping holidays. Now obviously there are many advantages to that, not least for most of us it's tasting new flavours that we wouldn't get elsewhere. You're also supporting the local economy by supporting local producers, but I also think it's important about keeping traditional skills alive, and that's what makes an area distinctive. Now, if you're looking for really positive things about seeking out regional food and drink, I think I've probably found one of the biggest positives in the Lake District. I'm here at the Lake Distillery, which is just at the north of Banoffee Lake. Now the distillery is built in a beautiful converted Victorian model farm built around the 1850s. So it's in a courtyard and you get to tour around the distillery and then you end up in beautiful tasting rooms and you can go to a bistro afterwards. So there's plenty to do for a day out here. Now behind me is one of the big beautiful copper whiskey stills, and there's two here and there's plenty of gin and vodka ones as well. So you get to try all the spirits. If you're really into your whiskey, there's an in-depth whiskey tour, and I'm also told there's tastings where you can do pairings with chocolate and whiskey. Obviously, I'm very interested in that one. So I think one of the great things about camping, it's all about making memories. And for my family, memories tend to surround food, things like chocolate and bananas in campfires or pancakes in the morning for breakfast. So my kids are kind of grown up now, so I still wanted to make a pudding, a campsite pudding, and I've designed my own Lake District signature pudding using some of the whiskey that I got from the whiskey distillery, from the Lakes Distillery. And I'm making, it's kind of a twist, a grown-up twist on Banoffee Pie. So I'm starting with bananas, which I've just put some brown sugar on. I'm going to put a little bit of butter into my City Chef. Right, let's turn that on. And with that brown sugar, that will start to caramelise them. And then you want a splash of whiskey. I'm going to save some back for the main event, for a caramel sauce. So I'm going to keep that heat up and get those to start to caramelise. Now for the base, I've got Grasmere gingerbread here. Now Grasmere is in the southern part of the lake, so I'm here in Braithwaite village site up in the north. But I got this a couple of days ago and I have to say, this is the most Moorish kind of biscuit I think I've ever had in my life. It's a very typical Lake District food, and it goes back to apparently 1854. A lady called Sarah used to start making this. It's kind of shortbread, but gingery shortbread with like a really chewy in the middle. She used to make this and give it to her neighbours, and it's still made and sold from the same tiny little cottage next to the church. That works as like the kind of biscuity base that you'd have in your Banoffee pie. That whiskey is smelling good. So I'm going to get that ready for my bananas. Just give them a bit of a stir. Now you want them to kind of start to caramelise, so I'll give them a bit more time in there. Right, that is looking and smelling good. So I'm just going to quickly put my bananas on one side, and I'm going to make the caramel sauce. So that's about 50 grams of butter, about 2 heaped tablespoons of brown sugar, then about a teaspoon of ground ginger, just for that extra ginger whack. Can never have enough ginger, can we? And then you want about 30 mils of whiskey. So I'm going to pour that in. Don't want to waste it all, hey? And then add in about 1/4 of a can of condensed milk. And give it a good old mix with a wooden spoon. Whoop. Now turn the heat down there. And that's going to make my caramel sauce. Just keep mixing so it's all combined. Keep that heat nice and low. Super easy whiskey and caramel sauce there. I could eat all of that just with a spoon. Turn the heat off. There we go. And now I'm going to put my bananas on the biscuit base. So lay those out. And then you want to pour on the caramel sauce. You've got Ali's signature Lake District, kind of Banoffee, but Banoffee Grasmere and Lakes Distillery whiskey pie.